because she's my, yeah, there we go. All right, well, good morning, everybody. It is so good to see everyone, and thank you so much. It's about 10:36, and I know everybody has busy schedules, and we got quite a bit to kind of cover, but we want to try and get it all done, and so that everybody can go on about their day. We wanted to share some great information here at Lovendall Realty Group, EXP Realty. Our team, we have, with these crazy times that's going on, we've kind of have put together a new system of how we're going to actually help service our clients, because we got to adjust. Things have changed. So we're making some changes, and that's why we got the professionals on board here to help us navigate through the whole new process on how we're going about things. Hi there, Steve. Good to see you. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and start and share my screen real quick here. Well, we're here today. We're covering selling your home while social distancing, because we are in some new times right now. We have some professional presenters that are going to be helping us through this process. Just wanted to kind of give you some names and who these important people are. They are part of our team. And our presenters, of course, Janice Lovendall at Lovendall Realty Group. Is that showing? Okay, why is that showing? Okay, that's not good.
Oh, start out okay.
Yeah, it started out different. Okay, so when we tested this is not what it tested out to be. But anywho, we're moving forward. We have Steve Swanson from Archive Property Inspections, and then also Monica Kirkland from New Life Photography, Matt Akers and Steve Strickland from First American Title and First American NHD. Nikki Arango, she's with Old Republic Home Warranty, and I tell you, each one of these people, we've been working together now since, gosh, it's got to be at least from 8 to about 20 years. Oh, Steve, how long have we known each other?
Yeah, we go back all the way to at least 2002, so 18 years anyway.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So we've been working together all of this time. So that's fabulous. So just wanted to let everyone know you have the professionals, you got the experience. We're all here to help and assist you with our new ways of doing business. I don't know why it's showing. So anyway, just wanted to let you know we're here selling your home, and I wanted to show just a few things, because one of the questions that have always been coming up, that's been coming up to our team quite a bit, is, what's happening in the market right now? Are buyers really out there selling? Out there buying right now? Are they really out there doing things, and the market is still moving forward? And you know what? Yes. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like this is the new normal, and we're having to adjust on how we're actually being able to sell and promote and show property to our buyers. The buyers are out there. The buyers are out there buying property. And the reason being is because they really need to buy right now. You got a lot of buyers that are out there. They're relocating, they're military, they're job transfers. All of these things are still taking place. And people who are homeowners, they want to be homeowners again. So they're looking to buy a home. So for sellers, this is actually a really good time if you really want to get moving and move to someplace else or what have you. Buyers are out there, and these are the serious buyers. These are the buyers that, if they're going to be out there shopping and looking in these times with all the questions that are going on out there, then they're quite serious. And we're going to share some of that information on what we're doing as far as to help you be able to navigate through this process and keep you safe. I am so sorry about this all showing up on here. But anywho, so the main thing with us is safety is first. And we want to make sure that everyone can feel comfortable. And of course, our clients are our first thing in mind is making sure everyone is comfortable during these times. Yes, the state guidelines, they're changing constantly. They're saying what can be done, what can't be done, where we're at, and all of that. That's changing constantly. And so we as realtors and the professionals in the industry, we're trying to just do whatever we can just to make sure we can all still move forward with what our goals are, and we can do it in a safely manner. Now, part of what we're requiring, part of our team, Lacey and I, we're actually saying, hey, okay, if anyone wants to come in, and of course we speak with the sellers in regards to this as well. You know, wear protective face masks. Those are things that are going to be required. Wear some rubber gloves, protective shoe coverings, and of course keeping that social distancing between, 6 feet between each other. So that's, and of course we're requiring anyone who actually wants to come in and physically view the property, we're asking the buyer to definitely send us a pre-approval letter and also proof of funds that they are actually ready to purchase. So these are things that we have put into place to help protect our consumers and to help protect everyone in this whole new normal of buying and selling real estate. Uh-oh. Now where did it go? Oops. All righty, and then we're going to move right over to property condition. What we try to do as well is, prior to even putting your home on the market, let's try and get a lot of things out of the way, the questions that could come up, things that could be a challenge later on in the transaction. So we want to try and be preemptive in a way to speak about finding out what's going on with your home so that we can either take care of it before we put it on the market, or we can actually disclose to the buyer that, hey, this is what's going on, and we're either ready to move forward with it as it is or not. So, but bringing that forward, I want to just bring Steve Swanson on board with archive property inspections. And I'll stop sharing my screen. There we go. There you go, Steve. You're on.
Well, great. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me again, Janice. And as Janice mentioned, we have been in business for the past 18 years here in the Temecula Valley. We inspect homes all the way from the Mexican border of South LA, and then from basically
I don't know why it's showing. It didn't show when we tested it.
to the ocean. So I'm not sure if I can bring myself up, but in any case, it's really important what Janice is talking about under this new COVID situation. All of our inspectors are following the CDC guidelines. Of course, we have our protective N95 rated mask. We do wear our booties on site and all of the disposable gloves. And then finally, just for your seller's benefit, we are wiping down any surfaces that we touch with Clorox wipes when we finish. So that way they know that the property's been sanitized. So what Janice mentioned here, normally, obviously, buyers hire inspectors all the time because they want to know the condition of the property. But what she mentioned is very important. A seller can actually benefit from having us come out and inspect the home prior to listing so that they know exactly what's going on with it. And that way, they can do one of two things. They can use this report to fix and make repairs and handle some of that stuff up front. Or in addition, they can also disclose those issues, and it kind of inoculates themselves from that request from repairs later on, because if they disclose it up front, it's going to be hard for an agent and a buyer to come back in and say, hey, we want you to fix this item. Say, hey, well, we disclosed that to you, and we marked in our listing that it's as is. So it really does help move the transaction along. And another thing that we offer for sellers, and they may not realize this, is that we can do it for a little bit of a discount, because rather than provide them the entire document that tells them, for example, what type of windows they have, what amperage is the electrical panel, they really want to get down to the bottom line, which are the issues that we photograph and attach. So we can do a little bit of an abbreviated format for them, since they already own the home. And we can just identify items that might come up on a buyer's inspection. So basically, what we're looking at here is the entire document, but we can kind of abbreviate that down. If she scrolls down to the bottom, we'll see where the photos and those items are that we would basically be able to come through and share with them basically the items that might come out. So that's a real important service. And then of course, when they do pass this on to the prospective buyers, they may have us come back out and do a re-inspect on some of those things to determine what, if any, items were fixed and repaired, or just to be able to transfer the paperwork over into their name. Because obviously, in any case, you always recommend that the buyer have their own inspection done and performed. That way, going forward, and of course, Nikki can attest to this as well, with home warranty, they would want to be able to demonstrate that these items are not pre-existing conditions, or it worked when we tested it, these kinds of things. So it will help with regard to these areas. So with our inspection reports, as she's going through, we get very detailed in these photos. There's a lot of different formats out there. This one's served us well for many years, and it has larger photographs rather than just the small, tiny thumbnails in the report. These are photos that are 2 to a page, and they really spell out the different areas of concern. So we kind of go through each and every one of these issues and items, and it gets kind of detailed as far as the photo quality. You can see, lint and different things that she's scrolling through here. And you can see here in that one photo, the bathroom vent didn't extend and so forth. So it's just a sample of what we do. And then you're always going to want to, follow the standards of practice set forth by the profession. And we do that. All of our inspections meet or exceed the guidelines set forth by CREA. And another important thing to remember about our company, number one, we get our reports out within 24 hours. I've had agents calling me complaining that they did the inspection on, last Wednesday, and here it is, next Thursday, and they still don't have the report. That's really unacceptable in this market right now. You guys have very tight timelines, very tight contingency periods, and you need to get these reports back in a timely manner, and we do that. Another advantage for us is that we have a staff of 6 inspectors, so that we can accommodate pretty much any schedule request. We do work 7 days a week. A lot of folks, don't work on the weekend, and that's when your buyers might be available or off on the weekend. So we do that as well. And then being that we have enough of us, we can generally hit pretty much any time, because look, you've got sellers involved, you've got buyers agents, the whole gamut. So it can be a little bit of a challenge to make sure that everybody's out to the property. So that kind of explains our processes here, especially when it comes to the seller side. And I think a lot of agents, it's important to take heed what Janice is saying here by encouraging your listing agent to have the home inspected in advance. So I hope that information that I share with you is helpful, and can take questions if you like, or anything you might want to add, Janice.
No, I think that was great. And the inspection, as far as pre-inspection for the seller, that's great. And then also for the buyer also has the choice of that. And you also do pools as well, correct, Steve?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we're Pool and Spa certified, so we will check and test all of the pump, filter, heater, pool lighting, pool electrical, all of the surrounding decking, the valve operation, all of that. So it is real important to get the pool inspected. That's a big part of the transaction, is having that, purchasing a pool home. It's very important to have that done. No need to bring in a separate pool inspector. We can take care of it. We'll let you know if there is a need in others, but for the most part, I think we should be okay there. Okay, I hope you can hear me. I know there was some background noise there.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. And the other thing too is I know you've done some inspections for me as well, where it was such a large piece of property where it had different units on the property to be inspected as well. I just want to make sure everyone understands and knows that you can also do inspections on large properties as well, where there's multiple units on the property.
Exactly, that's a really good point. And one of the things we really started noticing here since really about the middle of last year, we started seeing a lot of ranches, homes with separate guest houses, casitas, and so forth. We started seeing a lot more of those more expensive homes moving through the marketplace up in Duluth, Wine Country, La Cresta, homes anywhere from 6,000 to 15, 18,000 square feet in total. When we do a project like this, it's really important that I mentioned we will send out typically multiple inspectors on that project, because we know that an agent's time is very valuable, and we don't want you camped out at a property for 5 or 6 hours waiting for one guy to go through and do the main house, the guest house, the pool, the ranch house, the guest quarters. I mean, the list goes on. So some of these inspections can be quite involved. And when that comes about, we're definitely going to send out more than one person to do that, and try to be mindful of everybody's time.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know. I think one time I had 2 or 3 people on one of mine. I mean, but we got it done, and I appreciate that you had more than one person that can actually take care of that inspection for us. So, thanks, Steve. I so appreciate it. Thank you so much for being part of our team. And everyone, we highly recommend Archive Property Inspections. They have been with us for over 18 years. You know what? You're telling our age. That's what's happening. You're telling our age.
It started when we were all 15, right?
That's right. That's right. And back then I was totally afraid of spiders and bugs, and now it's like, hey, go for it. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Well, thank you so much, Steve. We're going to go ahead and move back to our other speakers that are at hand. And I do believe we are going to be talking a little bit about staging. And the staging is something I was going to try and share my screen, but it seems like there's some challenges that's going on with that. And I'll try again. But anywho, staging is basically, you just want to kind of, for homeowners, you just want to be strategic about how you stage your home. It's not exactly, it's got to be professionally done. It's going to be one or two ways. You either can do it yourself with the things that you have in your home, or of course, we can help you with having a professional stager to come in and take care of the items to stage your home as well. We do have options if your home is vacant. We have virtual staging available. And then if not, then we will help and guide you through what needs to be done. A lot of times it's just basically it's doing a deep cleaning and decluttering, trying to move things out of the home as much as possible. So a lot of times some of my clients will have a little staging party, and we'll be moving things right into the garage. It's like, that's okay. We just need to open this up. The less furniture and the less things that you have in the home, the more open and airy it feels. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for so that the buyer can come in, they'll feel comfortable, and feel like they can actually live in that home. Times are a little bit different now. So we're doing a lot of virtual type of showings. So it's even more important because, that camera picks up everything, things that you didn't think it was there. So we want to move out as much furniture as possible. We want to try and declutter. We want to depersonalize as well. You want to kind of take down a lot of the family pictures and things like that. Because of why? The reason being is because we really want that buyer to really picture themselves living in that home. So the more we can make them feel that way, the better off we are going to be. Now, the other thing is that a lot of times we're thinking staging is only in the inside of the house. Now, we also need to look at our curb appeal and the things that are outside of our home. Trim up those bushes a little bit, clean out the weeds in the front, some of the things you wanted to get to, but of course, didn't have time to do, but that's okay. We're going to still, when we're preparing and staging our home, we want to power wash some of the doors and the walkways and things like that. We just want it to look really nice and clean and presentable because it's all going to be on camera. And nowadays, everything is virtual, and I think we're working on a whole new technique with these virtual lenses that buyers can actually wear, and it is like you are in the home. These are the cool things that we're trying to put together, that we are putting together for our clients to be able to put their home on the market, and basically you're kind of selling your home without any showings. Well, anyway, let me bring Monica on board, because Monica Kirkland. She's our professional photographer in New Life Photography, and she's going to show you how we do these things. She's going to show you some samples. She's going to give you some tips and things, some other staging tips and things as far as what really picks up on the camera. So, anywho, Monica, here you go, my dear.
She's muted.
Um,
She's muted again.
Uh-oh.
Tell her she's muted.
You're muted.
okay, am I unmuted?
Yes, you are. There you are.
Sorry about that. Hello, everyone.
Mute yourself.
Thank you for inviting me, Janice. This is awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you here.
So I am being asked more and more to be sure that there is a virtual option on being able to look at homes, and I am an extended arm for the seller and for Janice. My goal is to be sure the home looks the very best it possibly can. Sometimes it's just with what's there, and sometimes there's the additional staging brought in. But you were on the topic of staging, so we'll start with that. I am super hands-on. I'm pretty like a speed demon, walking around, getting everything in place, hiding stuff. We move small rugs. We move paper towel holders, trash cans. You're not allowed to have a trash when you're selling your house. Just kidding. We just hide it though.
I know, we've been moving quickly. That's why I try to meet you at the property so that we can do it together, because
Yeah.
move in, move out, move in, move out.
Yeah, it's super fun. And then just little bitty things here and there to, a lot of people like to keep many things on their counters, and our goal is to make the counter look spacious. So sometimes we'll hide some of those things as well. And I'm sweet. So hopefully nobody gets mad at me, but usually it works out. I see you laughing at me, Janice. Okay, but
I know.
it's a workout, right?
It is a serious workout.
Yeah. So when it comes to virtually presenting your home, we can do it by video, and I'll talk about that a little bit, and we can also do 3D. I currently have available the 3D hosted by Zillow, but they do create a MLS link, so it doesn't have Zillow presented in the imagery that you're seeing. So would you want me to start with that or start with the video work? Whatever I want.
Whatever you want. Did you read my lips, right? That's how well we know each other, right? We've been knowing each other too long.
We read each other's lips and each other's minds sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna screen share in just a moment, and I'm gonna start with the 3D, and everybody
Love it. 3D is fun.
3D. Okay, everybody see that? Email.
Yes.
Okay, so this is one I did for Adam in Bear Creek recently.
Nice.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yes, good job, Adam. That's Adam Ruiz.
Yeah, and then, sometimes with 3D, it's better to start at the inside front, because this is going to go all the way around. So if we have neighbors' items at facing the home that we are wanting to avoid, then we don't really need the front of the house. This one is a Superstar house.
Yes.
So we're able to get the front with no problem. And then let's see here. What's great about this format for 3D is they have created clickable links. So all of these are rooms and positions in the home that I stood in with my camera. So you can go directly to any of these, or you can click through. So, okay, so this one's on the golf course. But what's great is you can look up and go in a circle and look all the way around at everything about the home, which,
Nice.
yeah, you can't do that exact thing in video. So that's why these are super special. I'm gonna skip around. So like right here, you can see great views outside the window. You can see that there's a pool. You can see the golf course right there. And in almost all cases, I would end up doing a shot or two right outside as well. So I used to use a different 3D format where it was mostly inside, but now we're able to really look outside, and that, especially for backyard. And then, oh no, that's the same house. Excuse me, not that house. Let's do the other house.
Hacienda.
This one is also a high-end home. This one I did for Brian, and he, I really like this one because of the ceiling.
Yes, I love that.
So I just wanted to show you the ceiling. But
But do you see how great this is for buyers? You can see everything if you have 3D pictures. This is
yeah,
great.
and that's what I wanted to take note of also, that it's wonderful for high-end homes that look like models. However, if you have a home that is you know, just the typical, and it's great for those as well, it does show all.
Mhm.
So when Janice and I are there and we're making sure everything's in order, it is because we want to be sure, you know, there's not a bunch of cords. When I do the still photography, I edit those because I hate cords. I'm on a mission to hide all my cords at my house. I'm not 100% successful yet, but I've tried. So, so that is 3D. It's also good because when you have a potential buyer who is interested in looking at a home, even if it's, you know, a tract home, and in the 3D they can see that the carpet is older, they may determine whether or not they want to switch out flooring and not waste your time and come to the home when they aren't interested in having a house that really needs flooring. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep, good point.
So it is helpful and helps knock out some of the time that is spent. So did you have any more comments about 3D, Janice, before I move on?
No, thank you. I just think it's so cool.
It is cool. It's totally cool. Okay, and then as far as video is concerned, I do offer professionally done video work, and I'm not going to show a whole one because that would take too long. But really, I am planning to spotlight and really showcase particular things about the house. Lately, I've gotten a lot of pool homes, but this is the intro for one that I did for Janice. So we got 17 seconds on this one.
Oh yeah, Janice Levendahl.
Yeah, there she is, Janice. I'm not gonna give you the whole video, but just wanted to show you how I can create graphics and things to really make the home stand out, especially like a pool yard like that one. Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
Yes.
Now, did you do that? That was through with the drone?
So that when I'm doing video work, I'm using drone, which I should point out I'm licensed for, which is a big deal.
Yes.
I remember taking the test and thinking, why do I really need to know all this stuff? Because you have to learn a lot about airports and things like that, but I'm so much smarter now. So I use the drone, and then I use multiple cameras for video and for stills. I'm a Canon girl, so I love my Canon. 5D Mark IV. I know everybody cares about what camera I use. Okay, and then I'll just show you some fun pool spotlight stuff because I love pools. This one was from Frank.
Oh, Frank Van Dyke. Yes.
Frank. That was fast.
Yeah.
But really, it's neat to be able to like get a super close up of this waterfall and make it look as dynamic as it possibly can. That's the type of fun stuff I can do in video. Like this one also. Here's a good 4 seconds. I do love pools.
Yeah, I love when you do the video with the fountains and the waterfalls and the built-in waterfalls on the pools. I think those are awesome.
Yeah, it's I think everybody should have a pool.
Yeah.
I know everybody doesn't, but everybody needs a pool. This is one. This one I did for Deanne, which is in Marietta on Adams. Another cool pool intro. And that one is a twilight conversion where I converted the daytime to like a dusk. So, and before I move out of video work, I just want to point out too, with the homes, it is on video, it's good to be able to show some special features, make things really be showcased. This one is for John, and this one has a hidden opening. That is right up my alley because I don't want things on my counter.
Right, right.
So this homeowner really thought this through and developed a completely, you cannot tell it's there until you open it. And I think that's just awesome, top notch. And then showing off things like the pot filler. I don't have a pot filler either, Janice.
I know, but I like that.
I know. I think everybody should have a pot filler, but I don't have one yet.
But I gotta cook, I'm not cooking, so it's okay.
Oh, you should be cooking. Or even this one is from Orange County for Carol. These homes, she has a okay, so that is just showing off the stovetop area, but kind of in a unique way. It helps make things more exciting to be able to get creative with how the video work is done.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Or flying over a pool. This one was for Adam. Yeah, that's really awesome, huh?
Yes.
I know, I'm back to pools. Why am I back to pools? Okay, let me just look at this real quick to be sure. You guys are seeing this with me. I think I covered the ones I was wanting to on that. But also, it's important when you're thinking about having things done professionally is that I am editing and being sure the home looks as amazing as possible. And sometimes enhancing. Editing and enhancing. And so that's what the stills and the video I'm able to do. So I do also on-site realtor videos if somebody would like that, or green screen that's reusable. And then for the realtors, I create web pages if we do video work. So those are really great because it has their branding at the top. Not every realtor needs that because sometimes they'll have access to ways that they already create those themselves, but there are definitely realtors who don't. So I have the web pages, they can share them on social media, and it can be branded and unbranded. And I think I checked off everything. Decluttering, staging, back to that. It's really important.
Those are the important things, right? And I do, you know what, let's point out too, probably the most important rooms, let's just say if we had to stage a room, probably the most important rooms would be that living room, the kitchen, and the master bedroom, I would think.
Yes.
Yeah, and if we could get those three, I think, under control, so to speak, for some homeowners, you know, that those are the most important rooms that we want to really make sure really are on point. So.
Yeah. So I think I covered everything. I appreciate it. I'm going to stay in and listen to everybody.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Monica. That whole presentation was amazing. I love seeing the video and that 3D. I am so all over that right now. So, okay, well, we're going to move forward. We're going to move on because not only do we have our home inspection as our things that we do ahead of putting the home on the market, but we also have home warranties, that seller home warranties that we would like to ask the seller to get involved in when putting their home on the market, because I don't know if I want to use Murphy's Law or what, but you know, sometimes things just break. You know, they just break, and you're like, okay, I wasn't planning on that breaking while my house was on the market. So sometimes it's better to have some security and getting a seller home warranty. So, Nikki, you want to share that with us?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. Seems like
Good.
everyone's having technical difficulties this morning. I'm like, I've been doing this for 2 months now and had no issues, and now all of a sudden this morning, none of my stuff wanted to work. But
I know. It's crazy.
anyway,
Sometimes it happens, right? It just happens.
yeah. So first of all, thanks for having me this morning. So the home warranty, people usually think home warranty and they think, you know, just the regular 1-year policy that the buyer gets when escrow closes. But there's a lot more to it and a lot more options and stuff that are available. So the main thing I wanted to touch on this morning was our seller's coverage. I do have a flyer. Janice, do you have it, or should I try to mess with my technology here? I sent it to her. Let me see what happens when I do share screen. I'm like, I just got it back up and running. I don't want to mess anything up. Let me see. I'm trying, guys. Nope, it's not. I think it's going to freeze on me. So I'll go without the flyer and just talk unless you can get it up, Janice.
Okay, did you want which one? The flyer
The
or?
flyer, the one on the yellow one, the one on like the kind of overview of seller's coverage.
Okay, hold on.
But while she's bringing that up, I can just pretty much tell you what it says. So the seller's coverage. So we actually offer a product to cover the property while it's listed and in escrow. It's a per day charge, and there is no upfront. Yay, there we go. Perfect. There is no upfront cost if it doesn't close. And what it is it's charged per day. So say Janice took a listing today, she put the seller's coverage on, she wants to do the ultimate protection with air conditioning. It, depending on which plan you get, it's roughly about $1.20 plus a day for a single family home with air conditioning. So she could put that on there today. She could even use it in her listing presentation to say, you know, you list with me, I'm going to provide this, things along those lines. But again, there's no upfront cost. And if it doesn't close, so maybe you decide not to sell your home, turn it into a rental for whatever reason, if it doesn't close, even if we've gone out and done work, we could have gone out and replaced the water heater, and a couple months after it being listed, for whatever reason, you guys decide not to sell the property, we would just cancel it and there's no charge. It's just the typical $75 service fee that's paid when you do need service. So just like our regular 1-year policy under the seller's coverage, it's just a $75 service fee when you need to call us out for service. So we do have a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week where you can place service. And we even, you know, come out on and work on holidays and stuff if it is a emergency type situation. This really helps give the buyer that's buying the property peace of mind. Because, you know, people are always going in, okay, well, that air conditioning looks kind of old, or, oh, I see a little bit of rust here, or this or that, or something gets called out on home inspections, which this is probably the number one question I get is, before escrow even closes, the buyer's agent calls and says, hey, we had a home inspection done, and the home inspector saying the HVAC is at its life expectancy. Okay, but is it still working? And if the answer is yes, with us at Old Republic, we don't have age restrictions on the appliances, on the systems and appliances that are covered under the home warranty. So just because a home inspector or somebody tells you, hey, it's at its life expectancy, because maybe its average life expectancy is 10 to 15 years and it's a 17-year-old water heater, that doesn't mean that the seller needs to go out and replace that water heater if it's still working. So as long as the item is in good, safe working order when the policy starts, and that goes for whether it's seller's coverage or just the regular 1-year policy that the buyer is getting at the close of escrow, as long as it's in good, safe working order and fails due to normal wear and tear after the plan goes into effect, it's something that they would be able to call us on for service. So if you see that wording in a home inspection, or you have a pool inspector out or an HVAC inspector out or someone out and they say, hey, this is old, there's a difference between something being old and something not working properly. So, you know, if something is older, that's even more of a reason to get a home warranty on there, because chances of it going out in that first year after the close of escrow is probably greater than something that's, you know, only a couple years old. And the warranty is really designed to give everyone involved in the transaction involved peace of mind. You know, because what would happen usually is after the close of escrow, something breaks right away. What does the buyer normally do? They normally call the agent or they call the seller, and they're upset because they're like, hey, we just bought this property. You need to fix this. You need to give us money to fix this. And when you have the seller's coverage in place and then roll it over to the buyer, because the seller is typically the one that pays for the buyer's 1-year home warranty, it's a nice little package that really can eliminate any pre-existing stuff coming up, because if the seller's coverage was in place this whole time, if the buyer calls us 3 days after they move in and says, hey, my water heater just started leaking, it's going to be a lot harder for it to be called pre-existing, because we're going to look at it and say, hey, they've had the seller's coverage on there for 6 weeks. Had this been an issue, they would have called then. So the seller's warranty packaged with the buyer's warranty is a really, really awesome tool on both the listing side and the buyer side to give everyone involved, you know, just more peace of mind and protection. Now, as far as what's covered, Janice, can you pull up the other one that I sent you, just the overview sheet? With all home warranty companies at Old Republic, we have a ton of options. We actually have the most options available in the industry out of any companies. We've offered an upgraded platinum plan that really ties into the new HVAC and water heater laws long before, you know, some of these other companies just recently started coming out with it. So when people ask me for a quote and stuff, it's really hard to say because every property is different. So I always send them, hey, here's everything that's available. You know, call me once you get this and we'll go over it together, because, you know, does the home have a pool? Do you want to include washer, dryer, fridge? Is it on septic? Is it on well? I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. We even have things for coverage like outdoor kitchen refrigerators now, and outdoor kitchens and ceiling fans and all different types of stuff like that. So this page here, it's our overview page, and it lets you see, or lets the client see, the different packages that are available, the pricing, what's included, and then all the optional coverage that you can add on to any of those packages as well. Now, going back to seller's coverage, one thing I'll say about seller's coverage is you can't add options to seller's coverage. So in that blue box over on the side of the screen where it says seller's coverage and then it says standard and ultimate, if you get the ultimate protection plan, you're going to get everything that's in our ultimate plan. But if the house has a pool, for example, you're not going to be able to add pool during the seller's coverage. Anything that's an optional add-on, that's why at the top it says optional coverage home buyer only. That means it's only available for the buyer to be able to add after the close of escrow, you know, for that plan that's going to start the day escrow closes for the new buyer. Now, the things that are included in the plan, like that, which is really from that list, it's only the AC. If you're doing the ultimate plan, the AC is already in there. So in that case, yes. But everything from pre-season HVAC tune-up down, you can't add during seller's coverage. It's just what's in that plan already for that per day charge for the seller. So is there any questions, Janice? Do you have anything else you wanted me to touch on? Oh, I think you're still muted. Still muted. We see your lips moving.
my. Oh
Oh, there you
my.
are.
Woo! I think it's that picture is what's screwing things up. That one locked my whole screen up. So that
Uh-oh.
that
Okay,
JPEG.
no more screen sharing. But yeah,
Yeah.
was there anything else you wanted me to touch on?
No, I think that's great. I think it's just, peace of mind is what I think of when you put your home on the market, is having a home warranty, a seller's home warranty on it. It just gives you a little bit more peace of mind that, okay, I at least know if something does break, there's a possibility that I can at least call the home warranty, and it's not going to be a major thing that I got to rush out, try and find somebody, so on and so forth, because Old Republic has a list of contractors that they can send out and so on and so forth. So.
And it's like the house knows you're trying to get rid of it. So things start breaking. It's like, oh, they're trying to get rid of me. Let's have my water heater start leaking, or my dishwasher stop working. So
yeah.
kind of like you were saying with Murphy's Law, it's like the house knows. So, and the last thing you want to have to do is go put a new water heater in or replace the dishwasher when you're trying to sell the property.
Right.
You don't want to be dumping in more money than you already have to for things that might, be health and safety things that come up on a home inspection, something along those lines. You're already going to have enough expenses as a seller to get the house ready and maybe request for repairs and that type of thing that wouldn't fall under the seller's coverage of the home warranty. So it's definitely a great, inexpensive tool and peace of mind to help while it's listed. And then of course, roll that into the buyer's warranty. Because again, usually the seller is the one that pays for it. And when seller's coverage is in place, there's no gap there from the time the home inspection was done to the time escrow closes, where things can still happen and break. And then, comes back, oh, well, warranty's not going to cover it because it was, it hasn't worked since escrow closed. You're not going to have that issue if there's seller's coverage in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good point.
MedAgos.
All righty. Well, we're going to move forward to some more peace of mind type of service that we'd like to offer to our sellers that are thinking about putting their home on the market. It's title insurance, and also the NHD report. That's also a report that definitely the seller needs to provide to the buyer. So, Matt, are you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. How about you, Steve?
Always.
These two are always ready, I tell you. Thanks, Nikki, so much.
First, I gotta say, Kevin, man, that beard is epic. You look like a Viking, brother.
Oh my goodness, Kevin.
So, title insurance, not the most exciting thing, but definitely an important part of the real estate transaction. If you have a listing, it's important that as soon as you take that listing, to contact your title person and get the prelim started, get a listing prelim. That's going to help you close a whole lot smoother than if you're waiting for escrow to open it up. Because now you're going to know ahead of time what's showing up. Oh, they didn't tell us they had a solar lease, or, we didn't know that they had a judgment against them or an IRS lien. We can find that kind of thing out ahead of time. So when you go into escrow is going to know already, hey, I have to order this and this and this, instead of having to wait for that prelim to come. And then, 2 days later, they get the prelim, they're already 2 days behind the process. You want to be able to close smoothly. So as soon as you take that listing, you get that prelim, just give me a call or text or email, say, hey, I just took this listing, and we'll get that all started for you right off the bat. And, also what title can do is, you're looking to farm, we can go over different areas and let you know what areas are good, what areas are bad, help you with just figuring out how you want to do your farming. Do you want to go to absentee owners? Do you want to go to owner occupied? Do you want to just go in this one community? Do you want to just like farm the colony? Or do you, we're going to help you figure out what's going to be best for you, so that the money spent is money wisely spent and not just thrown out the window. And we're here for your buyers when they're buying a property, that they know that there's not going to be anything that's going to come up that they're going to have to deal with, like husband and wife. And just the husband was on title when they bought the property. Now he's selling it, and they got divorced, and she thought she should get half. So she's coming back to the buyers and saying, hey, half this property is mine. That's what you're getting the title insurance for. So they don't have to deal with that. And we step in because we've insured them that they are the sole owners of that property. So we're there for the peace of mind of the buyers, peace of mind of your sellers. and mostly the peace of mind for you in escrow. So you have everything ready to go when you get to that point in escrow, that the title and those things are not going to be what's holding up the close. And I offer this all the time. If you have a deal with another title company and you have questions on their prelim, I am more than happy to look at that prelim with you and go over it with you. Been doing this for 27 years now, and been just about every job in the title company. So more than happy to help you out any way that I can.
Yeah, I think you'll be amazed of some things that show up on the preliminary title report. Sometimes, I mean, I've had where clients, you know, they thought they may have paid or taken care of some challenges such as tax issues, paying their taxes and IRS and things like that, and that stuff shows up on your prelim. So that's, you know, it's very important to get that ahead of time, and then we can work those out before putting it on the market. And that eliminates a lot of delays. Yeah, I appreciate that. All righty. Well, thank you, Mr. Matt Akers, First American
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Title. Whoop, whoop. All righty. Where's Steve? Oh, Steve.
Here I am.
Oh, there you are.
Now we're, hey. Now it's time to talk about the most exciting part of the real estate transaction.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's important. It is a statutory thing that we have to provide.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. You know, one is peace of mind, and that really resonates with me, because when you're working with a top agent like yourself, Janice, or when you're working with this group, this team, you really do want that peace of mind. You want things to go smoothly. In fact, I was just recently on a Zoom call with Dov Hutchinson, the legal counsel for the California Association of Realtors, and he said the #1 lawsuit for any type of real estate is disclosure. So what does that mean? There's a lot of disclosures to be made, but what I do are the natural hazard disclosures, or otherwise known as NHD. So let's think about some natural hazards in California. What are some common natural hazards? Earthquakes, right? We've all felt an earthquake, right? I mean, it's been interesting over the past year. Floods, we've seen some floods, right? So there's flooding, there's earthquakes, there's fires, there's seismic hazard type of natural hazards as well, like liquefaction and landslides. The list goes on. And really what this comes down to is Civil Code 1103.2, which went into effect in 1998, that says the seller and the seller's agent have to disclose any type of material fact or natural hazard, being the earthquakes, flood zones, fire zones, and seismic hazards within a certain proximity of the home. So that's where I come into play. We've been in business now for 43 years, and we've developed many different type of operational systems where we will literally determine where that natural hazard is within just a matter of inches. We also work directly with the cities and the counties to make sure that all of this is reported to an exact point, right? We want to make sure that when you sell your house, that the buyer knows exactly what they're getting into. So we're going to give them all of this information up front. There's never a charge until escrow closes. If for some reason it fell out or you plan not to sell, we wouldn't have a charge. So we don't charge unless the escrow actually closes. And updates are always free because there's always things changing. A good reason to get this NHD at the time of listing is because of insurance qualifications. When you take a look at this NHD, you're going to see if anything's recently changed. So you're going to say, oh, okay, now I'm closer to a high fire hazard severity zone, or I'm now in a wildfire zone, and now there may be other insurance requirements. So it's important to find these things out in the beginning so they don't come up during escrow. Because that's the last thing that we want, is when you go into escrow to find out, oh, now the mortgage underwriter wants us to get X amount of insurance because it's in a fire zone or what have you. So getting this at the time of listing is extremely important to get any concerns out of the way, get any questions answered, and just to be prepared to sell your home. Does that all make sense? Any questions, Janice?
It does make sense. And actually, I'm glad you mentioned the fire zone, because, you know, that one video that Monica was showing of the home that was nestled up to the hills, that was one just after we had all those major fires and all of that. And we were concerned that that was going to get zoned as, you know, something like that. But actually, during that time, when we did get our reports and everything, it actually turned out that it was okay. But if it wasn't, or if it had changed, then it would have shown up on your NHD report.
That's right. And it's important to just know these things in advance. And also, when you work with the Lovendall Realty team, we offer a special pricing discount on our NHDs. So just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there for you as well. We do our full NHD tax and environmental report for $89.95.
Nice, nice. Yeah, thank you. Wow, good
Thank
job.
you.
Good job, you guys. First American. Whoop, 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 whoop. All righty. And I think, let's see, you know what? I think we're wrapping it up here. Actually, we wanted to go over some safety items, being safe, and how we're at Lovendall Realty Group, how we're actually out there servicing our clients and being safe while we're doing it. And also, we've gone through being prepared ahead of time before putting your home on the market. We talked about home inspections, home warranties, preliminary title reports, and NHD reports. And also we talked about staging and also getting your home prepared for Monica to come out and take those pictures at at New Life Photography. So she's out there. We want to have that home ready to go, and it does take some time. But I want everyone to know not to stress over, oh my gosh, I can't clean my house. It's too big. How can I get it? Don't worry. We have people that can help you. So I don't want you to stress about whether or not you're going to have to do all of this work, because here at Lovendall Realty Group, we have resources and we can actually help assist you with all of these things. And again, remember, it's all about safety first right now. It's all about safety first. So if you guys have any questions, or anyone has any questions, please put in the chat and we will go ahead and answer any questions there. I think you guys did a very thorough job, by the way, anyway. So, but again, if you do have any questions, or what we are offering, we're offering a what's your home worth during these COVID-19 times. Really, that's what we're kind of doing. We're offering, you know, a 15-20 minute Zoom call that we can sit down with you and just kind of go over what we have pulled up and all the statistics. We're going to talk about different things. If you're interested in it, we'll talk about what's happening in the market today, and we'll also we'll talk again about the safety things of what we're doing during these times to help protect everyone. And then the other thing, if you're interested, we can talk to you about, you know, how's the mortgage market for the buyers right now. So there's quite a few things that we can talk about, but of course we're offering to you, if you're interested, Klaus is going to put a link in the chat so you can click and you can schedule an appointment at any time of whatever is convenient for you, and just click on that link and go ahead and put in a time, and we'll schedule a Zoom call and we'll talk about what your home is worth during these times. All righty. How are we looking? Do we have any questions going on? It doesn't look like it. But hey, guys, what a fabulous job. Thank you so much. We did it, and we did it within the time. Woo woo! We did it. So I want to thank each and every one of you. Steve Swanson, Archive Home Inspections. We got Monica Kirkland at New Life Photography, Matt Akers, First American Title, and we got Steve Strickland, First American NHD, and then Nikki Arango from Old Republic. Thank you guys so much. And we here at Lovendall Realty Group, we just all wish you all well, and let's all stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.